Hey drone technology fans, Bill here. DJI must make this drone in 2019. Got that coming right up. Before we get started with the video, I have several disclaimers that I'd like to read. Number one, this video is from DJI's point of view. Number two, there is no information on the FCC grant ID database regarding any DJI drone being released at this time of this video. Number three, DJI has not announced a release event for any drone at the time of this video. And number four, this is our opinion based upon our flying and owning DJI drones. With that, let's begin. As you've known, I have made a number of videos regarding future DJI drones, the Phantom 5, the Inspire 3, and the Spark 2. What we're doing this time, and we had a great discussion last night on Tuesday Night Rotor Talk Live, Bill Thomas, Ron Brown, and I, we approached this from the standpoint of what drone must DJI make in 2019 from a business standpoint. So without any further ado, I'm going to go ahead and roll that clip from last night's show.
Anyway.
Back to Ron. Okay. All right. Click back on me, somebody. I'm not near my computer.
Go, Ron.
Okay. Bill's question was, and this is an important question. We all want DJI to release all these drones this year. Everybody wants a Phantom 5, and everybody wants an Inspire 3, and a lot of people want a Spark 2 or a Spark Pro. But what is the drone that DJI needs to release most this year to satisfy the customer base? What drone can they not let go unreleased until, we'll say, Christmas of 2019? They have to get this out by this summer. And I know a lot of people are going to say the Phantom 5, and maybe they're right, but I'm going to go with the Spark 2 or the Spark Pro. We talked a little bit about this for the show. There's a lot of low, under $500 drones entering the market now. There's two Phoebe drones, which we discussed this week. There's a Zeno that I have, it's under 400. And there's other things on the horizon coming out that have 2 or 3 axis gimbals and 4K videos, and a lot of the specs that the DJI drones like the Spark and say the Mavic Air have, and they're nipping away at that bottom end of the market. So they really need to get a strong performer in there because I mean the Spark holds up well, even though it's I guess 2 years old now. It still competes well with these new entries in the market. It just doesn't have the 4K and the 3-axis gimbal. But as far as flying and many of the other things, it's better than what's being released now. But it definitely needs a refresh. And I feel a lot like Apple. They can kind of like hold off and not release all their pro level, their pro desktops and pro laptops. They can let them sort of go for a couple years, but they got to keep coming out with the new iPhones every year and new iPads and the consumer-based laptops, not the pro laptops. And I feel that's the same way with DJI. They got to get that Spark 2 or Spark Pro out by we'll say by the first of summer to not lose a lot of market share in that category. And I'm going to throw it to Bill Thomas to see what he thinks on this subject.
I noticed that Rick Halber said that Billy Kyle was thinking Spark 2. The only reason he's thinking Spark 2 is because I've been talking about it for a while. That was the first one I've been calling for months and months and months and months and months. I just had a feeling because, like Ron was saying, you got too many drones that are attacking that price range because, Spark is a really economical drone. It's portable. It's small. You can do quick little stops and fly for it with it and charge on the go. Excuse me. And get out and fly again. That's why I really think that DJI is, if they let somebody get a foothold at the bottom of their food chain, that they'll start eating their way up. And I think DJI is too smart to let that happen, and they're just going to squash whatever comes in there. Do I think it's that Mavic More thing? I don't know what that thing is. It just scares me looking at it. It's interesting, but it's scary. So maybe they can get it to work. It looks like one of those, what is it, land speeder things, the way the front locales come out. But I'm thinking Spark Pro. And with that, I will go back to Bill H.
Thank you, Bill. You know, I'm in agreement with both Ron and Bill here. The Spark is a great seller for them. I mean, and you look at the price point where it's at, and you know it does have awful lot of competition right now. But one of the things that you need to remember here is, and Ron brought up a good point about Apple. You know, they can let the MacBook go for a couple of years or a couple of cycles and other things, but they need to keep refreshing that iPhone every year. They need to come out with something new. And in fact, I just saw today in the news, you know, they already have a folding iPhone in the works. So, you know, you constantly need to do that to reinvent themselves. Samsung just did that with coming out with the Fold and then coming out with his S10 Plus with the 3 cameras. You know, they're bringing stuff to they're bringing cutting edge technology. They're not resting on their previous successes. They're moving forward, which is a good thing. And I think that's something that DJI is going to do here. And I think, and Bill brought up a good point. You know, a lot of people says, oh, they're going to put OcuSync in it. No, I agree with Bill. They're not, because OcuSync really raises the cost of that Spark up, and they don't want to do that, number one. And number two, it has to be it has to have a bigger footprint physically on the drone. I know Rick Smith from Drone Valley talked about that the way the boards are designed, it has to have a bigger footprint, so it won't fit in a Spark right now, the way the technology is. And, you know, keeping that cost down is paramount. And yeah, you will see a Spark Pro. And yeah, with Ron, I agree. It will probably come out sometime before summer. You know, when it came out originally with a Spark was right at the end of May in 2017. And, you know, it took off, you know, as far as sales were concerned. And, you know, that one of the groups that I admin on Facebook, it's over 2,400 people, and it's growing, you know, every day. And I know, you know, other groups are like that as well with the Spark. It's just, it's at a great price point, and it really brings a lot of people into the drone fold. I mean, really. You can see that we all agreed that DJI's must make drone for 2019 is the DJI Spark, a DJI Spark 2 or a DJI Spark Pro. And we listed a lot of excellent reasons from a business standpoint. And I think Ron brought up a great point is, you know, with Apple, you know, as far as MacBooks are concerned, it's like an every 2-year kind of a cycle. But with iPhones, it's an every year kind of a cycle. Same thing with Samsung. Samsung Galaxy, you know, it's almost like an every 6-month type of cycle to come out with these new products. So from a business standpoint, making the DJI Spark Pro or DJI Spark 2 makes perfect business sense for DJI. It is a very popular drone. It does sell well, even though DJI does not release sales figures. I can tell you personally, of all the groups, I admin a group on the DJI Mavic 2, on the DJI Spark, and the DJI Mavic Air. By far and away, the most popular group and the most number of members, I have over 2,400 members, is the one for the DJI Spark. Question of the day: what do you think DJI's must-make drone for 2019 is? Let me know in the comments section below. If you like the content from today's video, please make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, and tell others about the channel. Also, be sure to check out my Facebook page, where I do post daily updates regarding the drone and drone industry and anything DJI, Autel, or Parrot related. Also, be sure to check out my Twitter account, where I do post daily updates, and Instagram as well. Thanks so much for watching, and remember, it's a great day to fly.